Hello and welcome everyone. This is Games Are Us, and I'm going to talk about IVs and IV resets today in Pokemon Planet. So don't miss anything. So let's dig in. The first thing you need to know is when you click on your Pokemon, you have your statistics and you've got all these points here, values of your attack, HP, defense, special attack, special defense and speed. Now, why the IVs are so important for you? Well, basically, most important when you do more competitive gaming. But even if you don't, still, you want the right IVs to be maxed out, which means you need to know about the nature of the Pokemon before you decide. So every Pokemon has a different nature recommended, and therefore different IVs will matter. And IVs are basically individual value, which is here at the bottom of your Pokemon in yellow, and all the IVs are in the yellow brackets. What they basically do, I give you instant extra points to your attack or HP. Like you can see here, my defense got 29 extra points. So the white, the displayed in white, they're your final value. So there you go. For example, this Pokemon, it doesn't matter that the nature is adamant. The best nature for this particular Pokemon is timid, which means you normally want always special attack and speed to be maximum, and my special attack and speed are really poor. So these two are most important for me. And what do I do if I have to reset them? Well, there's one way of resetting them, by using an IV reset, but I'll get to it in a minute. But another thing why they're so important is if you do competitive gaming, everybody looking into it when they get their own Pokemon, they extremely rare Pokemons, and they will reset them until they get the right ones maxed out. And they only go up to 31. You can't have more than 31, and I think you only allowed 3 of them to be at 31. They will not allow you more than that. That's the mechanics of the game, that's how it works. There's no such thing as 6 in 31. It will never happen, just so you know. So I need my special attack and my speed, and one way of resetting those is by using IV reset. The first and most important thing about IV resets that you have to remember about is that they are at random. So if you decide to use one, it will generate a random IVs. So bear that in mind. It might work after one, or you might have to do 2-3 times, or I've done it before. I had a situation where I've done it 8 times, I think, before I achieved the IVs that I wanted. So if you're a more experienced player, more professional player, it might be worth looking to more individual resetting rather than the whole Pokemon. Looks like a bit of a dark yellow mushroom sort of thing. When you run over it, your mouse, it will show you IV reset on it. It will display it, so you know it's what you need. And there is different ways of getting it. You can buy it for credits in the shop, which will cost you 450 credits, which basically you have to spend your own money. Or you can buy it from other players, or you can buy it on global market. Or some Pokemon, every now and then you might get them dropped by a wild Pokemon. It's a very rare drop, so it doesn't happen too often, just so you know. So now, because my Pokemon, my synchronized Adamant Pokemon, has wrong IVs, I'm gonna double click on IV reset, drag it to Pokemon I want to reset it with. Now IV reset was used. Now I need to close this and click on it again, and now as you can see, my statistics are looking much better, I must admit. Now I have 28 on my HP when I had 1, I believe. My attack and defense went down, but attack doesn't really matter. Defense, I wish there was a bit more, but it's okay. But my special attack and my speed definitely went up, so it's not so bad now. This Pokemon is usable now for me to hunt wild Pokemon. And this is how the IV reset is done. All these extra points that it's giving me now will help me in the long run. But there is another way up, there's another way of setting IVs up, which you can do individual IV reset. This is for more advanced players who are already playing a bit more professional, because it's not a cheap way of doing it. So you basically have to be making a lot of money or selling a lot of Pokemon like a lot of people do in order to have enough money to do this. But if you do want to, or if you will be doing individual IV resets, it's a fairly new thing in the game. You need to craft one, which means here down on the down in the backpack it says crafting, one of the tabs at the bottom. You press on this tab, it will come up with another tab saying crafting. Now what you need is IV powder, and to get IV powder you need an IV reset, and then you drag an IV reset into here. I'm just giving you an example, and then you will come up with 3 IV powders. So one IV reset will give you 3 of those. Once you have 3 of those, you only drag one in here. Then you have your vitamins that you can buy in Caledon Superstore, or you can simply sometimes get them as a drop from Elite Pokemons usually. And for example, if I want to do HP, I will drag 1 HP into the other slot, and then at the end, at the bottom, you need to drag a 3rd ingredient, which is called IV gem. And to get an IV gem, you need 32,500 casino tokens to get it as a prize from the prize seller from Casino Tokens shop, or you can buy it from other players on the global market. But just to pre-warn you, they're not cheap, they're very expensive, so they're not recommended for a novice. And also 32,500 tokens, if you decide to buy them from market or other players, it will cost you a minimum of probably about 2 million. So again, it costs you quite a bit of money. So it's not recommended for a novice player, it's only for pros who knows what they have money for it. And then you can create one. If you put the IV gem here, it will come up with the HP IV reset, and you can do only once on one of the Pokemons, and that's how individual one works. So just to clarify it, when we're talking about IVs and you want to find out which Pokemon should have what IVs maxed out and what EVs, you can simply go on the website here that is called Smogon. There's a different generations here at the top tab. You can change generations, but you want to click on the last one, 8th generation. For example, here you have Charizard, and it will show you the optimal nature is timid, and the most important ones are speed and special attack, which these IVs you want to look into to be the maxed out ones on the Pokemons that you want to keep for later on to fight. And at the same time, these are the same EVs that you have to train effort values in order to max out your Pokemon. And here you will have tactics, so you can find in the search tab any Pokemon you need, and it will give you an idea what you're searching for, and that way you'll know what IVs are important for your Pokemon. Do they need the reset or not? And when it comes to vitamins, when you do individual IV resets, you can go to vitamins and find out. There's another website here, Fandom Wikipedia, that it will tell you what vitamins are for what value. So for example, as you can gather, HP is for HP up, proteins is for attack, and iron for defense, and so on and so on. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you, and it will help you in the long run. And don't be shy and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, just means that you'll get notified about any new videos upcoming. And I hope I see you in the next one. So stay safe and good luck. See you in the next one.